Flix with Amsterdam.
I got it! I know what I want to do with Revision 3!
Too much.
Dude's a freak.
This episode of Internet Superstar is brought to you by Bank of America, Netflix, and GoDaddy. Get your piece of the internet today. A really fine piece.
Building a website with another company?
So you take your HTML editor and you can do your cascading style sheets, your tables, and you maybe even a little counter down here.
Building a website with GoDaddy.com.
Just push enter.
Enter?
Enter.
Now what?
Let's go play.
The choice is clear. Make your website with GoDaddy.com.
Use the promo code STAR1 when ordering.
They stripped him of everything except his desire. His mission to become an internet superstar. Sadly, he's doing it with absolutely no resources.
Nice dress, buddy.
It's a dream coat, Gator!
Whatever, man. Let's just do this show.
Hello and welcome to Internet Superstar, the show that just keeps trying and trying and trying to kick its way through the wall of online anonymity until it loses its leg at the ankle for its efforts. I'm Internet's Martin Sargent. And I'm joined as always by my good friend the Gator. How you doing, Gator?
I'm doing good, man. I got in your mom's medicine cabinet again, so I'm feeling a little bit pixelated. That woman's got some demons, thank God, but I'm worried about you, man. You seem a little depressed.
It's those crusty old jerkwads on the town council. They sent me this letter. First, they banned me and the gang from rollerblading in the high school parking lot. Now, can you believe this? They've approved the construction of a Bed Bath & Beyond, and they want to build it right here on the site of my mom's shed. They're invoking the eminent domain.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay, first off, your rollerblading pals they're fruity. And second off, does that mean I don't have to come in this shed and do this crap show every week anymore?
Well, maybe it does. What it means is my dreams of becoming an internet superstar are more endangered than ever, which is really saying something. But I have a plan. I have invited a representative from the National Registry of Historic Places over, and we need, Gator, we got to convince this guy that this shed is historic, that it needs to be saved for future generations to enjoy and to learn from. I mean, it's historic. It's my shed.
I don't know. I kind of like the Bed Bath & Beyond, though. It's easy to shoplift from. They got some nice infused olive oils. They got those scented candles and whatnot there.
Listen, this guy's going to be here in like a minute, so just, you be on your best behavior. Just follow my lead, okay? I got it all worked out in my head.
All right.
No matter what, I swear to God, we are going to save this shed. You understand?
I'm hearing you, man, loud and clear. Gator's got your back. You
All
know
right.
that.
Well, despite the fact that the shed and thus the show are in imminent danger of destruction, we just got a Cracker Jack program lined up for you guys.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to a guy in Australia. He's going through a little bit of a rough patch. Actually, it's more of like a full-bore midlife crisis. And his way out of the darkness is to sell his entire life on eBay. That's right. He's going to sell his entire life, his house, his car, his job, his friends, his entire identity going to the highest bidder. Ian Usher from alifeforsale.com will be here. What do you think I could get for my life if I put it up for sale on eBay?
It's like $30 or something.
I would take $30 as long as I get a square meal down at Sizzler, all you can eat.
What more
shrimp,
can you ask for?
All that, man. I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
This guy,
I've
I've had it with this.
Shrimp and steak deal down there. It's pretty good. Hey, speaking of eBay, man, can I borrow $5,000 from you?
If I had $5,000, we would not be shooting this show on my mom's shed. What do you need $5,000 for?
They got these Cosby sweaters for sale up on eBay. They
Cosby.
start at $5,000.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
$5,000 per Cosby sweater.
Yeah.
Last I looked, Nobody's bidding on these things.
Well, that's why I'd like to borrow it, and I'd get one
What?
because he had that real nice air about him. He
I
had
like
that
that
real,
they had the strips of leather on there. They had little strips of leather on there, and they were very colorful. But why is
real
Bill? This is apparently for
goat's hide.
charity. This is for charity. Bill Cosby doesn't need to be taking anyone's money for his crap-ass sweaters. $5,000. Guy's got more money. He almost bought NBC a few years
I
ago.
heard they got like magical powers when you put them on, though. You get that real controlled. People just will laugh at everything you say.
This auction would have been a lot better if it came out about 3 years ago, and there was that huge Bill Cosby thing going on internet with youthemannowdog.com. You remember that? Like the Cosby poop bus and all that kind of thing. There was this huge meme.
Didn't he chloroform some woman in his house or something like that?
Cosby?
Yeah.
Oh, there was some sort of a roofie allegation, was there not?
Something like that.
I
Can
believe
you imagine
there
the
was.
success we'd have if we were both wearing like real
Why
badass
are we not doing that? Cosby
sweaters?
Show was the biggest show. It wasn't funny. It was only because of the sweaters.
It was magic.
It was the
those
sweaters.
have magic in them. We should buy them, and we'd rock it right to the top, man.
We're going to do the show in sweaters from now. Hey, before we talk to the depressed Australian who's selling his life away, why don't we do a little, do you want to be on the internet that bad?
I love these.
The segment where we highlight someone who wants to make a name for him or herself on the internet so badly, they end up severely embarrassing themselves and their families.
Yeah.
Today's featured intertard is the kid who tried to launch a bottle rocket out of... Let's see how that goes. Okay, here's the thing with this
Right,
kid. Now,
nice.
this has been done many
Right.
times.
They did
I mean,
on
the
that
Jackass
Jackass.
people
Yeah.
did it. This guy just fucks it up real bad,
would.
you know? Shh. Okay, quit talking about launching bottle rocket. Man, that's the guy from the National Registry of Historic Places. Let him in. Let him in. Yeah, you best behave.
Come on in, sir.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. I am Donald P. Arbuckle from the NRHP.
Hi, Donald. Martin Sargent. Thanks so much for coming by. What do you think? Historic.
Nah, I don't see anything particularly historic. It looks to me like a shed from Home Depot from the 80s and the 90s. In fact, I think they're still selling these
No,
things.
you don't understand. It's not the shed. It's what happens inside the shed. Every Wednesday, Internet Superstar, the greatest show online, the best show on Revision 3.
Revision 3? Revision 3, my son's a big fan of Revision 3. In fact, he loves Kevin Rose. I don't think he's ever mentioned you, though.
And welcome back to my show. My next friend is putting his entire life for auction on eBay starting on June 22nd. Via Skype from Perth in Western Australia, here's Ian Usher. G'day, Ian.
G'day, Martin. How are you?
I'm fine. I got to ask, man, is this some sort of a grand internet hoax, or are you serious about this? You're going to put your entire life up for sale to the highest bidder.
Absolutely, that's right. There's no hoax to it. It's an auction, and highest bidder wins it. Yep.
And what is it? What do they get if they are the high bidder on your life? What does that entail?
Okay, it's pretty much everything. It's the life I've been living here in Perth. It's the lifestyle, Australia, the sunny weather. It's my house, my car, my motorbike, my jet ski, my skydive gear, everything that's in the house. I walk out of the house with my wallet and passport when I'm done. The winning bidder takes everything else.
Okay, sounds good, but if it's so great, then why do you want to sell it?
It's a little bit sad, the sort of trigger for what I'm doing now. I split with my wife 2 years ago.
Oh, so this
I
is
live in
a little bit of a midlife crisis. You're a little bit in the downy dumps. We got to move on.
Well, I've heard the phrase midlife crisis a few times throughout this process, and I'm not surprised by it now. I guess it may be. Who knows? But yeah, I live in a house that was going to be built for the pair of us to live in, and I'm surrounded by furniture that we shared together in our last home. And for me, this is time to move on. It's time to start the next part of my life and shed the part that no longer can be for me.
My God, man, this is supposed to be sort of a lighthearted, humorous show, and you're kind of bringing me down with this.
Well, look, I'm sorry. It's not about the past now for me. This is about looking forward and moving on into the future. And for me, this is exciting, and it's a new adventure.
Good.
I think
You're starting to bring
life
me
is
around.
all
Now,
about
I noticed
experience. Yeah.
it's not just the house and all your possessions. There's some sort of non-material things that you're offering as well. For example, your friends. You're not selling your friends, but they're going to offer their hand in friendship to whoever buys your life, right?
That's right, yeah. I've never ever said that I'm selling friends, and I wouldn't insult my friends by suggesting that. But I have a group of good friends here who are prepared to offer the hand of welcome to a new person and say, welcome to Perth, and if you need to know where the pubs are or whatever, then there's a group of people who'll help out the newcomer.
Well, what if the person who buys this is like a real dick, Are your friends, are they bound? Do they have to hang out with this guy?
Well, no, they're not bound to. I've got a wide range of friends. Some of them may get on really well with this person. Who knows? I'm not naming any names, but there might be a couple there that'll get on with this dick that buys the place.
Now, you're also selling your job, right? What do you do for a living?
I work in a rug store in Perth. We sell imported rugs from India and Nepal. I work in sales and moving rugs from here to there, delivering them to people's houses and so on, and making coffee, all the sort of things that go on in a little sort of family-run business. So,
all right, I'm not sure. It all sounds very good. You might want to take that one off the list. I'm not sure that's a really high name. I'm not trying to make fun of your job or anything, but if I were to buy this, everything sounds great. Living in Perth, the house, everything. Not sure that I would want to work as a carpet salesman, though. You might want to just delete that one.
The job's just an offer. It's not an obligation, so someone doesn't have to take that on. I did work before that. I was driving the huge dump trucks in a gold mine up in north-western Australia. So that's quite a different job. And if someone was interested in doing that, I could certainly give them some.
Really? If you work at a gold mine, did you ever get to steal gold nuggets? How does that work?
I'm not going to admit to that on here, am I? If I pocketed a handful of rocks. But,
Ian, what if nobody bids on your life? I mean, isn't that just going to make you even more depressed?
Yeah, I guess it will. I hope that's not going to happen. The big part of the package is the house, and the house obviously has a value. So, fingers crossed, that's going to encourage some bids.
So, have you set a reserve on your life? Is there a minimum, or are you just going to actually take the highest bid?
Oh, I'm not in this to give the thing away. I've worked pretty hard to get to where I am, and I've put a lot of effort in over the past few years to end up in this position. So I'm not just here to give it away, but I'm pretty confident that we'll get to a price where I'll be prepared to sell.
Dude, but it's going to be...
There'll be a realistic reserve.
It's going to be so stressful starting June 22nd when your life goes up. I mean, if I put an old blender up for sale on eBay, I'm constantly checking it. I stress out about it. You're putting your whole life up there, man. You're going to be freaked out.
It's going to be a high-pressure week, I think, yeah. I'm trying to sort of enjoy this process and take it in my stride, but I reckon it's going to be a long week that week, watching the thing at $10 or $15 and watching the price creep up slowly.
Now, if you actually do, you will. I'm confident in you. You're going to get somebody to buy your life. You're going to get a lot of money for this, but then what are you going to do? You have nothing left. You're going to walk out, you said, with just your wallet. What is the next step for Ian Usher?
Well, what I've said I'm going to do is head out with my wallet and passport and go to the airport, turn up at the counter and just see what the first plane out is with a seat on it. So turn up at the international airport and see where that takes me. This is part of the adventure, I guess. And from there, who knows where life's going to take me, really. I do have a couple of ideas of things I'd like to do and a couple of goals sort of that I've long had, so it's perhaps time to achieve a couple of things.
Well, if the first flight is to San Francisco, where I am, Ian, I'll be your friend, and you don't even have to buy me on eBay, because you, my friend, are an internet superstar.
Thank you, Martin. I'll be over there quick sharp as soon as it's out.
Thank you so much. If you want to bid on Ian's life, find out all the details at alifeforsale.com, where you'll also find links to the auction, which runs on eBay from noon on June 22nd to noon on June 29th. That's Western Australia time. All right, just ahead, we'll meet this week's Gators gal right after this word from our sponsor. Go bid, everyone. Last year, for her 54th birthday, I got my Aunt Clara a whitewater rafting adventure on the Colorado River. 2 hours into the trip, she went overboard and was washed into a little-known side tributary where she was dragged about 30 miles back into a deep canyon. She was found there by a hippie acid death cult whose idea of nursing her back to health was feeding her really strong bladder acid and making her drink the warm blood of freshly slaughtered goats. The authorities found her a year later. She was naked, wild-eyed, and had an ancient tribal marking slathered all over her with mud, ash, and someone's blood. I should have gotten her Netflix instead. If I had, she'd be safe at home right now, enjoying over 90,000 movie and TV titles delivered free to and from her mailbox. Instead, she's still in the hospital in Utah, where doctors say she spends all day staring at the ceiling and yelling the word Garuda, which apparently is some sort of a Hindu bird god. Don't make the same mistake I did. Get Netflix instead. For great savings, sign up at the secret site www.netflix.com/superstar. And welcome back to my... Okay, Gator, what did you do with Donald Arbuckle, the guy from the National Registry of Historic Places, while I was interviewing that guy from Australia who wants to sell his entire life on eBay?
I buried him.
What? You buried him?
Yeah.
What are you... Dude, they'll find the body when they dig the foundation for the new Bed Bath & Beyond. We're going to go to the electric chair.
Well, hold on. I didn't cover the body yet, man. I just dug the grave and put him in it, and then, you know, your mom gave me this glass of cold lemonade, and I decided to take a break. So he's just in that pit.
I need to think.
Good lemonade.
Oh, who is it? Hello?
Martin! Quasi-Toto!
Ricky Kang, the master of kick-ass... Is that you?
Hell yes, it's me.
Ricky, this is not a good time. There's a dead body in a shallow grave outside of my mom's shed.
So Martin, man, you know that dude who was on selling his stuff he was selling on the computer?
On eBay, yes.
Well, I got some stuff I'd like to sell too, man, except my stuff is way better than his pussy stuff.
Okay, well, Ricky, not really a good time for this, but what are your top 5 items?
Top 5? Okay, now that's tough, because it's all good. But if I had to rank my goods, I'd go with number 5, my Guernsey skin cowboy boots, with the spurs and jangle chain included, because I wore them to like 7 Warrant concerts, dog.
Okay, what's number 4?
And number 4 is my set of 6-point gold Koga Ninja throwing stars. I mean, those right there, they're priceless, man. I got them from this dude who works down at the Yellow Lotus. I think he was a dishwasher. That's just because it was cover for him, because I seen him levitate one night at a party out in a swamp, so he's full-blown ninja. Probably made those himself by hand.
Okay, let's go on to 3.
Number 3 is my ferret Jangles. He's a bit of a handful since he keeps chewing through the steel bars of his cage and getting out and eating neighborhood dogs, but he's got a good heart, man, a good heart for a ferret. And the neighbors don't like him because he keeps trying to eat but they're fucking pussies.
2.
Number 2 is a preserved finger I got when I was in a fist fight backstage at a Nazareth concert in 1984. I took on like 14 dudes and 12 bouncers. I swear on my son Cody Cheyenne's life that it is the pointer finger off Manny Charlton's left hand. I bit that fucker off, and now I keep it in a mason jar full of gas to, preserve it. And the number 1 good that I'm gonna sell on the eBay is my first kendo stick. It's cracked 1,000 skulls, baby. Come on, buy my shit, internet. Martin, when you gonna come down here to Gainesville and party with me, buddy?
Yeah, soon, Ricky. I'll come party with
Quasi-Toto.
Quasi-Toto, Ricky. Jesus.
That dude's crazy.
He's crazy. Shut Gator. There's a representative from the National Registry of Historic Places at a freshly dug grave outside my mom. That is crazy.
Well, different strokes for different folks, man. I figured.
Listen, I need to think. I need to figure this out. Okay, while I'm trying to figure out what the hell we're going to do, why don't you introduce us to this week's Gators gal, all right?
I'd be happy to, man. I got a good one this week. I wrote a nice little poem for this gal. Her name is Angelique Boyer. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Just relax and just listen to this. It'll calm you down. Dawn seeps through the blinds and spills across the floor and wall like a stain. I sit betrayed by the night, alone and naked. This is a land of coldness, of stone-faced killers, a land without joy, a land where nobody sings for the whores. I want you to pass over me like a warm evening wind, to take my world of black and white and spatter it with colors. And when you pass, leave in your wake the scent of jasmine, smoke, and sex, and the blinding, all-consuming vision of the inescapable perfection of your perfectly fat ass. So there you have it.
Jeez, well, that gave me a chubby, but it didn't give me any ideas. We're still screwed.
Well,
What the hell am I doing in this hole?
Oh, Jesus. He's conscious. We're dead. But thank God he's not dead. But now what?
Hey, what's all this? Oh my goodness, this pit is full of pottery shards and bones. Why, I must have fallen into this hole and discovered ancient Indian burial ground. This is the greatest find of my career. This land is historic. It'll be preserved forevermore.
What? That's fantastic.
There you go.
That's fantastic.
Problem
And it's
solved.
also all the time we have for this edition of Internet Superstar. I'd like to thank my friends Ian Usher and Ricky Kine for stopping by. Don't forget to watch Little Internet Superstar every weekday right here on Revision 3. Good night, everyone. We'll see you at the bar. The
Yeah.
shot is saved.
we're safe, buddy. I'm gonna take a little lemonade to Don out there. I think he might need it.
It's historic.
I gotta give him his hat back too. I like this thing. Hold on, Don. I'll get you at that pit. Damn, your leg's all twisted.